So, you guys were asked to factor sum and difference factoring patterns. This is what you guys should got for the last 8 questions. If you have questions, just don't hesitate to ask. But what we want to do is jump into another type of factoring pattern. It's called a perfect square factoring pattern. Um, and usually what happens is you guys notice that the endings are both perfect squares. And it usually can be rewritten as a binomial squared. Here's an example of 1x squared plus 2x plus 1. That does break down to be that. Now, for a lot of you guys use the bridge or the build the box and factor it that way. Same thing can happen here. But one of the things we'll notice is that similar to what we did before, if I take the square root of both of those, I get 3x and 3x, and I get 5 and 5. And what happens is I get 15x and 15x. If I want to get a negative 30, I would want both of those to be minuses. So the factoring pattern turns out to be 3x minus 5 squared. But for a lot of you guys, you're just going to factor it the way that you did before. But the big idea here is I have two of these 3x minus 5s, which means that I can rewrite it as 3x minus 5 squared. So if I look at this situation here, I have 4x squared plus 4x plus 1. I can use a box again to factor this out. I have 4x squared plus 1. And if I look at this, if I take the square root of 4x squared, I get 2x. So I know my edges are going to be 2x and 2x. The square root of 1 is 1, so I have 1 and 1. 1 and 2x gets me 2x. 1 and 2x gets me 2x. If I add those two together, I get 4x, which I'm looking for. So I get 2x plus 1, 2x plus 1, which turns out to be 2x plus 1 squared. Now, looking here, I can factor it out, but if I want to make my life easier, I can figure out what's the greatest common factor that goes into all these terms. And it looks like if I look at all this, I think 4 is the greatest common thing that goes into all these, because I end up with 25x squared plus 40x plus 16. So if I look at this now in my box, I have a 25x squared and I have a 16. If I take the square root of 25, I get 5x and 5x. The square root of 16 is 4 and 4. So I get 20x and 20x, which if I add those two together, I end up with the 40x I'm looking for. So my factored out form would become 4, 5x plus 4, 5x plus 4 is the factored out form. Looking at this last one here, well, 20, 60, and 45, they're all divisible by x because they all have x's, so I can take an x out. And they're all ending in 0, 5, so that means they're divisible by 5. So I have a 5x, and then I have a 4x squared minus 12x plus 9. And then if I factor this out, the square root of 4x squared is 2x and 2x. Plus 9 is 3 and 3, so I got a 9 down there. I'm trying to get a negative 12, so that means that both of those have to be minus 3 or minus 6x's. So my final factored out form is going to be 5x and then 2x minus 3 squared. Hopefully this helps you guys. We're going to go over some more examples in a little bit.